name is McKaylee Heuton. Our daughter Presley received early access services from the age of 5 months old up until she was 3. She transitioned to early childhood special education at the age of 3, and she is currently 6 years old in kindergarten and still receiving special education services. We received occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, some nutrition services, and also had a special education consultant on our team, as well as a service coordinator. When our daughter turned 3, she transitioned to early childhood special education, where we still received physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and then we also added hearing services as well due to a hearing loss diagnosis. I loved having the team members come into our home. It was a neutral, comfortable place for both us as parents and our child for us to for us to meet. Um, we were able to then be shown how to use everyday objects and everyday things that we had in our home to work on those certain skills with our child. We were able to learn how to implement those skills and work on those skills during our every day-to-day activities in life. They were always really happy to see us, always really helpful, answering all of my questions during our sessions. They always took the time to check in with me, in between sessions, or especially once we transitioned to that early childhood special education, just because it wasn't within the home anymore. So they always did a really good job of checking in to see how I was doing as a parent. They genuinely cared about our daughter and us. I would say the only couple things that could have uh, enhanced our experience even more would be making sure not to use all of that educational jargon. There's so many acronyms used, and it gets kind of confusing on what they mean and what they stand for. And then also just making sure that the providers slow down, take the time to kind of explain the process. Why are we doing these things? This is why we're doing them. This is what they're going to do for your child, just really kind of going into detail about that whole process. My perfect provider would have a passion for helping families really understand the early access and early childhood special education process and those services and what they all entail and what that looks like, so that we as parents can gain as much knowledge possible to best advocate for our child. They would also need to have a great deal of empathy. As special needs parents, we go through a grieving cycle that's just very continuous and can pop up at any time. Have a lot of things on our plate that we're going through, and they need to have that empathy to just kind of understand where we're coming from and understand that parent perspective. They would also need to be open minded to all ideas and any suggestions, no matter who they come from on the team. When working with our family, they would model what we need to be working on with our child, help us brainstorm ideas and ways we can implement those things into our day-to-day life. They would also need to give us positive feedback and reinforcement to let us know that, hey, we as parents are doing a good job. I think that goes a long ways. If there's any papers that need to be gone through, go through that in detail, really go through all the whole process so we can better understand. They would be sending emails, texts just to kind of check in, make sure that we're doing okay, in between sessions, make sure that there's nothing that we need as parents from them, and connecting us with any resources during our early access time. That was really helpful. That our service coordinator was able to connect us with lots of resources, other families that we could connect with, insurance questions and supports. All of those things were very helpful.